All right, you guys. So I want to thank Lars from the Corvette Forum for letting me know why this was binding and what I need to do. I'll show you guys. So there's, let me see, two things. One, this piece does bottom out on that edge there. And what I notice is it takes about 5 turns from where you first start. So it grabs right there, 5 half turns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's tight. So that's how much that has to go all the way down to seat, right? To be tight. That's not a problem. But what was a problem for this setup was that the distance between the button and the washer here, so when this goes in, you've got that length from the button, from the end of this drive gear to that, right? That was too long. And so then this whole gear was getting bound up in there. So what I just did is I took, well, I'll show you. I took a drill. All right, so this is super crude. I don't have machinery equipment here, or machining equipment. So I just stuck this thing in the drill, and I used this fairly fine file, this block that I found in a drawer, and this 800 sandpaper to take about 10 thousandths off the end of this. And now I'm gonna, let's see, and now I'm gonna test fit it. I thought I chamfered that edge. I think I did, yeah. I gotta clean it up, obviously, but that's it. Let's see how it fits. Okay, so I took off some of the material from this end, and I think it's okay now. I ran it on some sandpaper and tried to get it smooth. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna test fit it right now. This is not going in permanently, but let's get the gears to mesh, and then we're going to, let's get this started. All right, so right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's tight. Now the question is, how much play is in there? And first, we're just going to turn the gear. Let's see how easily it turns. So it does turn. I can't really tell if it's binding or not. Feels okay, but the only way to check to make sure is to use the gauge, and I'm gonna try to put this gauge on this end here. I don't know if I can even do this with the equipment I have. I have very limited amounts of gear. I'm gonna try to somehow magnet that up. I don't know if this will work, but maybe I can get this to stay stable enough on one end. And then you can push on the button from the other side, and that moves in and out pretty freely. So we'll see. I don't know. We're gonna see if this thing moves. I'm gonna do that and check back with you. All right, well, I wasn't really able to mount the gauge, but here's what you can do. Basically, you need 40 thousandths, around 40 thousandths max movement, which is, just a little bit. And I mean, you can get out a feeler gauge and see how much 40 thousandths is. And then what you can basically do is you can just put this in there and just push it from the back side here. And you should see that move a little tiny bit. You can push it back and forth. Just push it from this side, push it from the other side. And as long as you have about 40 thousandths of movement, or even 20, I suppose, it's okay. So you don't really need a gauge. You just need a tiny bit of movement, which I don't have at this point. So I'm gonna go back and take a little more off of here. All right, I'm back. I hit it with some steel wool. So that's what we're looking at right now. Let's see if it fits. Okay, you guys, I want you to watch really carefully It's very subtle. That's it. So that means that we've got some play in there. And that's all we need. Just need a little bit of play. So this is good. This can be tightened completely down. The only other thing I need is something to tighten this. It's just got this weird, it says to use a wide screwdriver, but I don't have a screwdriver that wide. Some people have made some things out of, you can get some sheet metal and just, I guess you could just get a piece of sheet metal and stick it in there and turn it. I don't know what the torque spec is, but even by hand, I just tightened it pretty tight. So it just needs a little bit of tightening. So I'm going to grease this thing up, and then we're ready to go back in the car. So I'm going to end this video here. I hope this has been helpful for you guys. Don't necessarily do what I do. This is not the right way to do it, but it worked. So do whatever you want, but I'm telling you right now, I'm just using the tools I have at home. Probably not the best way to do it, but if it works, right?